Okay, so there's no vent going up through the roof here. Normally I would just go up on a roof and snake it so all this water could go down, just run the sink after it clears it, and flush it out with water, then pull the snake out from the roof vent to be clean. That's not going to work on this one because there's no vent. I have to take it apart. That pipe comes down there, goes into the wall there, and then goes into this. Can't hardly see it, but it's a big main here. So I gotta snake it about 10 feet or so. Shop back the water out of there first, and then clean out the shop vac and start snaking. So I'm just calling people out on using this drill type machine for this job instead of a bigger cable like that. You see, this makes a much bigger. These things, when you first get them, they have a little bulb on the end, and that breaks off right away, or it won't go through the drain. They cut it off so that this will fit through there. And so we're not going to be using that. I just use this for an example of what not to use. We're going to be using the electric or the Rigid K50. It's a lot thicker, does a lot better job. And you will have to call me back in a year or two to get it done again. It's a little harder to get this one in there. Yeah, if it's turning the right way, it'll pull itself along there. But it has to fight through a bunch of rust, and those bends are really sharp and stuff, so. Put a half of another one. That was 10 feet right there. Well, I think that's enough. It's pretty close, but I want to make sure and run too much. It won't hurt anything to run extra because it's going into that big pipe. So
yeah, that thing's so much skinnier.
oh yeah, everybody's using those, and it's just the tip. They never have a tip on them. The tips are always gone. When you first get it, it has one, but I've used them before and always have to break the tip off to get it to go in a lot of these. So it's not as good. So normally I'd pull this out and it would just be black like ink. Luckily this other one's hooked up, so I'm gonna run water in there, flush that out, spin the machine a little bit, and let the water push that debris down into that big pipe.
Before pulling it out.
Yeah. See that acid to kind of darken the sink. So I don't know, you might be able to like, yeah, it is stainless steel, so you could get some kind of
Steel wool.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, that should clean it up. Running it back and forth right now, rinsing that stuff down into the main.
Does the acid do anything to like these things?
Yeah, it helps the rust grow in the galvanized piping, and it helps corrode the pipe faster. Acid is pretty much just for hair stuck right at like your lab sink or your bathtub drain, and you could use this this thing here on lab sinks and bathtub drains a lot of times just to get the hair out. But that's what acid does. It just
What's a
gets
lab
the,
sink?
your bathroom sink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that thing that pops up and lets the water drain, and hair gets caught right there. And a lot of people pour acid in there and just eats the hair up right there. When you could just shove one of those sticks, that's what it's made for, to shove down in that drain and pull the hair out. And you won't have to use acid. But yeah, I think we're good. Another thing about that acid is it ruins my cable, so I'm gonna pull that cable out of there, hose it off outside, spray it with WD-40, and it should be okay. But it'll make this metal brittle, and the snake will break off in a drain. So plumbers don't like that. I use it on urinals. It works really good for urinals because a lot of those you can't snake. And it's different. What clogs it is like the calcium. I forget what they call it. Urine. It's like turns into like a white paste, and that acid eats that right up. Works great on those. But that's the only thing I use acid on.
I would tell Steve.
Taking this out can be kind of messy. Okay, so I'm going to change this drain in here. We're going to add a Studer vent at the top of the piping here. It's going to branch off, pick up the garbage disposal, and a new basket strainer. This is a quality strainer here. Numbers, buddy. You gotta work it. In the wintertime, you really gotta work it so that it's not all stiff. You gotta be nice and squishy. And this is a stainless steel sink, so you don't need a heck of a lot of it like you would with a cast iron sink. You'd have to have a real thick bead like that. But we only need a little fine bead. Because when you start to tighten this up, this putty is going to squish out of there, and then if you tighten it up and leave it, the stress of squishing it down, tighten it, will keep going after you leave, and it'll keep squishing and more will ooze out. So you have to tighten it, wait, let it squish itself out, tighten it some more, wait, let it slowly squish some more out, and you got to keep doing that until it's totally tight. So I'm going to start with the thinner film of this on here. Since it's a stainless steel sink, it doesn't need a lot. Put that in there and squish it in there a little bit. So once you get in there, so you can take some of that off of there so it doesn't booger up the jam nut there. You gotta put the rubber boy on there first. And then this fiber one to so the nut will slide on there without squishing the rubber the wrong way or catching on the rubber and making a bad seal. Tight as a jump. Cold collars. Now it's squishing out of there. You can see it's crooked. So you want to kind of pull it into the middle, give it another tighten up. I'm really pulling it hard from below. It's in there pretty good now. So, all right, so we got that going. This is a different type of washer than is in the other parts of this jam nut continuous waste and trap system here. It's special just for that. Fernco. Okay. nice little whirlpool going there. It's that Studer vent up there that lets the air in now. I didn't have one on there before, so we're good now.
What does that do? Tell me about
It lets air in the line. It's supposed to have a vent so that it flows good, so that this trap don't. If that vent wasn't there, when you run water, it'll create a vacuum and it'll suck the water out of that trap. Like if you hear, if you run a drain, you hear it go gluck 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 when it's all done draining. What's happening is it's sucking the water out of this trap, and then sewer gases will come up out of there, and and you can stink up the house and make you sick and all that. So they put a vent on. It's like if you take a gallon jug of milk or whatever. If you turn it over, it'll go bloop bloop bloop, and if you poke a hole in it, it'll flow real good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that does. It lets the air in there so it can flow.
Oh, that's smart.